Well, hello, my beautiful Pisces. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for August 2023. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I'll never ask for personal details, and I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space angrily, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Pisces, this is your monthly reading for August. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. But just to make you aware, we have officially entered Leo season. Now that means an increase in your passion for all the things that sets your soul ablaze. It's a powerful month to really help you enhance your energy, your focus, and really encourages you to find more fun in doing the things that you love. Follow your heart and really extend your passion to all the people that you meet. Now, you are at the center stage of your life this month as more opportunities flow towards you to live your best life. You may feel compelled to travel, get creative, book that class, or party or barbecue with friends, as well as try new things, soak up the season of abundance, and really rekindle that lust for life. However, as with all things, it's not all plain sailing. This month could also see some really major bumps in the road due to some difficult planetary alignments. We do have one super full moon on the 1st or 2nd of August, depending on where you are in the world. We also have a new moon on the 16th of August and a very rare super blue moon on the 30th or 31st of August, which could see you feeling a little bit more sensitive than usual. It could interfere with sleeping patterns, but also it could drain you. That's 3 major lunar events that can really influence every sign, but in particular water elements, okay? Now, just to make you aware that the super blue moon, it's a full moon, it's in your sign, so it may affect you a little bit more than usual. It'll be a positive influence for you because it represents manifestation. So, you know, it is a perfect time to use that extra gravitational pull energy to attract more of what your heart desires into your world. Now, just to make you also aware that Uranus will square the new moon on the 16th, which can lead to some very unpredictable surprises, both on a local or globalized scale. The new moon is all about new beginnings, and with Uranus muscling in, some of those new beginnings could be forced upon you, requiring you to be extra flexible. You've got the Devil card and you've got the Tower this month also. Now, we will investigate that energy a little bit more. The Tower is basically liberating you out of a very stuck situation, so that's really positive, and it's covered by the Emperor, so that means that you're in a very powerful position. But just to make you aware that Uranus can force our hands to make some major changes in our personal life. So Uranus is all about shocks, or makes you aware of the reality of a situation that needs to be cut out of your life, or in some way restricted, or even controlled, or even cut out. Whether it's a situation, a person, or a way of living, Uranus really forces you to make the changes that are necessary. Now, that could literally mean that, you know, if you've got a food substance that perhaps has been making you feel low energy, bloated, or even that you're intolerant to, things may come to a critical climax and suddenly you're going to be allergic to it, or it gives a bigger reaction than usual. So that's Uranus really forcing the energy to influence you to cut it out long term and make some major changes to your lifestyle. Now, on a more global scale, you may actually start to see new policies or restrictions, or even, how should I say, rules, regulations come in quicker than you're expecting. For example, digital currencies. The launch of those in your particular country may come a lot quicker than you're expecting, or you may see governmental policies that surprise a collective, but they're there to encourage, apparently, the government to, help us to embrace a new way of living. I just want you to be aware that these things may be ushered in a lot quicker than you were expecting. So, however you feel about it, I just want you to be aware of it, because the planetary alignment indicates that new things that shock the collective are ushered in, and that can be from now until just after September, so just watch out for that, okay? Now also, Mercury retrogrades at the end of the month. It's like, dun dun dun, energy, like, it just keeps getting more and more intense, because when we have a Mercury retrograde, it does tend to mean that, especially since it's going to be in the sign of Virgo this time round, it does mean that we will cast a very critical eye on our past to encourage us to do better in the future. We'll really feel a little bit more pressurized to get organized and get life back on track, or even to find an alternative approach to do something, or create a backup plan just in case. It doesn't mean that your first plan isn't going to work. It just means that you're creating a safety net, so it can be a positive influence too. Also, I would say it's a really important time for you to focus on your electronic devices, internet, or communication, as you may find there'll be some instances or issues during this moment where devices go wrong, or the internet stops just when you're sending the most important message. I would also check your spam folders and your hard copy mail just to make sure that nothing goes astray there, because Mercury retrograde can play havoc with important messages and create delays as well when traveling. Now, also, it's not all doom and gloom. I wanted to save the best for last, to leave on a bit of a high note, of course. We do have that wonderful Lionsgate portal on the 8th of August, shall I say. It transforms your manifesting ability to the max, and you have the strongest potential to increase your prosperity during this period. So it's a perfect time to launch that new idea or that business, or get something back on track. It's a really great time to get your life streamlined and running smoothly as well, because sometimes just having life running smoothly is half the battle. You can take on any day as long as you're organized and everything is running as it should. But ultimately, this time period can also encourage getting rid of bad habits, healing old wounds, as well as looking forward to the future with your head held high. It's been a struggle. There have been some difficulties along the way, but this month really encourages you to be proud of yourself, be proud of your journey. Kick back, relax, recharge your batteries, and attract more fun and laughter into your life. There's no accident that most people tend to take a vacation in August. It's the peak of the midway point of the year, and it's when people want to take a stock of what's going on in their life, recharge those batteries, and then come back full of vitality. Now, your 12th house is influencing you at the beginning of the month, so you may feel a little bit more sensitive than usual. You may be asking bigger questions about your journey, and I feel like you're developing your keen sense of awareness. A lot of you will find yourself having lots of flashes of insight this month, or just knowingness, because you're deepening your spirituality and your psychic abilities. And I feel some of you may feel compelled to either look into developing your spiritual gifts further, or you may think about taking a spiritual retreat, something to bring a little bit more mindfulness into your world. Also, some of you may withdraw a little bit in order to focus on something really important about your path. And it's really a time of asking those bigger questions. As we move into the middle of the month for you in particular, my beautiful Pisces, your 6th house starts to influence you, and that's really about your daily routines, your schedules, focusing on work or paying bills, savings plans, budgets, repayment plans, and basically your responsibilities or tasks. So even though, you may feel like nothing is really happening, you're really keeping your life in order. This is a very important house that sees you getting the job done and having your life running smoothly. Also, you'll be focusing a little bit more on your health, and you may even restart that diet or exercise plan that you've been meaning to, or get better sleep long term. Now, right at the end of the month, the first house comes into play for you. That's because of that super full blue moon, okay? And that's your house of the self, identity, revamping your look or your wardrobe, maybe something you'll be compelled to do. But also, on a more important level, you'll be looking at what makes you unique, to stand out from the crowd. You kind of be in a soul-searching mood for your place in the world. And if you're unhappy with any aspect of your life currently, then this will be the time where you focus on setting changes in motion for a brighter future for yourself. Now, your first card is the Lover's card. It used to be called the Choice card, and in this deck in particular, it's called Choices. So I feel like you are looking at your options this month. Some of you may be strategizing, or you've got some plans in motion right now, and you're really trying to make space for new stuff in your life. You may have felt really weighed down. You may feel pretty exhausted. You've been doing a lot, and I feel like you've been putting a lot of effort in, and you've been kind of looking up at the exchange and thinking, is it worth it? What I'm doing right now, am I being rewarded? Does it feel good? And if the answer is yes, then do more of that. But if the answer is no, and you feel there needs to be a little bit more spontaneity in your world, or a little bit more fun, I really get a sense that you're changing things for the better this month as well. The Lover's card at Grassroots is really about attracting what your heart's desire because of the frequency that you're vibing at. And with the Nine of Wands and the Death card, I feel you're looking at your life like something needs to change because it just feels exhausting right now. I feel like you're fed up with the way things are at the moment in some area of your life, and you're just looking at all that you invest your energy into. And I feel some of you have really been trying to kind of like put yourself out there to have new experiences with new people, and I feel like you're searching for your soul tribe, but at the same time I feel like you are wanting to just shake up your everyday routine, if that makes sense. Now, some of you are either you just came out of a relationship, or you've been in a single energy for quite some time and you're hoping to find love. I definitely see that you have the potential to find a true soulmate, someone who is a divine counterpart this month, but they're indicating you must make the effort. You must come out of your comfort zone in some way. Now, whenever I say come out of a comfort zone, or whenever you hear a tarot reader say come out of your comfort zone, they don't mean you need to like walk up to a stranger in the street and say, hey, fancy going on a date? I mean, it could be, but what I feel here in this reading is that, to some degree, your life has got into a bit of a cycle, and you may feel that now is the time to open yourself up to new experiences, whether it's to go to a festival that you've never been to, or whether it's to take up a hobby, or take a class, or do something different, maybe even explore your neighborhood in a different way. Check out that new restaurant, that pop-up restaurant or a cafe, or, I feel like you're, rather than going and reading your book in your home and on your sofa, you may take yourself out to like a little cozy, cafe or a bookstore that has a little cafe on the side, and I feel like you're just going to cozy up there, and there's going to be like conversations struck up or opportunities to engage with new people and new experiences. And I feel like you're looking across the board at what makes you tick, what makes you happy, and what it is you truly want long term. So if you're looking for love, I definitely see the potential for that, but because we do have the Knight of Pentacles there, it really indicates you must make the effort to take a leap of faith. You've got the Tower there, so if you feel that there's some level of you like going around in circles, or you feel that it's just the same old day, different thing, I feel at the end of the month you're liberating yourself out of a difficult situation, and you're having the power to change your circumstances for the benefit. I'm getting here that this person coming in will be a soulmate. This is a long-term commitment, and there's a high-level attraction there too, okay? Now, for some of you, you may be healing from a previous love relationship or a previous circumstance. I mean, it doesn't have to be like you're healing from a previous love situation. It can mean that For some of you, you may have fallen out with someone, or there may have been a disagreement or a separation, an argument, that you have been looking at your options. I feel like it may have ended or put a lot of strain on a situation right now. I see an olive branch being offered in the month of August, okay? And I feel it actually sets you and this person free to be your wonderful, authentic selves. I get a sense here that nobody meant to really hurt each other, or nobody meant to step on each other's toes. I get a sense here that it's not that it was a misunderstanding. I don't get that, so I'm not here to give anyone an excuse or a way out of a situation, but I get someone taking accountability for their actions in the month of August, and an olive branch being offered, okay? But the Lover's card really is about you making a major personal decision, whether it's an idea, whether it's connected to a relationship or an event. The Lover's card asks you to have a very open conversation with yourself and really examine your motives and values when you're contemplating which path to take, because this card indicates you do have options, okay? For some of you, I get a sense here that you're going to be offered a contract. If you're in a career, for example, you're going to be offered a contract at the end of the month, or will be solidified at the end of the month. It may be offered at the beginning of the month, and you'll take some time to look over it. So it could be a new position becoming available. It may even be a surprise for you. So for example, if you're not thinking about going anywhere anytime soon, your boss may suddenly reach out and say, hey, there's a new position available that's opening up. Someone from your department or someone from the company may be leaving a vacancy, and the job is perfect for you. It brings in more money, it brings more status, more responsibility, but ultimately it sets you on the path for power and success, into the position or onto the path that you want to be in. I feel like it's a lucky divine timing moment when you're the right person for the right opportunity. You go from strength to strength, and you stand out above everybody else for that opportunity, okay? Now, also with the Lover's card, I'm getting a sense here that there is unity, or you're trying to find balance, more peace, but also I feel like you're trying to make space to do more things that you love, because life has been really busy. I feel like you've been constantly on the go, and when it comes for you to sit down of an evening or during a day, depending if you're on a night shift, whenever it comes down to it, you know, for you to have a little bit of you time, I feel like you're so exhausted that you don't even have the time to do something that you love. So I feel you may, like, you know, crash out on the sofa, or like maybe like get to fixing next day's food. And, you know, I feel like you're just not getting quality recharging your battery time. But also I feel that there's something here that you want to do, or that you yearn to do, and I feel you haven't had the opportunity to do it. But August is the month to get it done, and I feel it's actually going to give you a spring in your step, and it's going to change the way you feel about the everyday. Now with the Death card, this is your protagonist energy, so this is you ending something really big. But I get a sense here that rather than an ending, you're embracing change in a way where you are opening yourself up to something new. There's a wonderful cycle here where suddenly there is opportunity. Okay, so it's like you can do anything, you can be anybody, you can do what you want. But ultimately, I feel like you want to follow your heart and be your wonderful, authentic self, and be appreciated for that. Because to some degree, some of you may have felt unappreciated recently, or you've just been doing a lot and you just feel it's going unnoticed, and you're not looking for like a big old gold star in your life. But I feel it's nice to know that you're appreciated for your efforts. This is the month where you will see that appreciation. Okay, I definitely see like an opportunity for there's like someone is going to make a comment and let you know that they really value you and who you are and what you bring to their life, whether it's at work or whether it's in the family unit or even in your soul tribe members. I get a sense here of you recognizing that you are loved, you are appreciated, and you are valued in this person or these people's lives. With the Death card, I feel that some of you may be cutting out something that you really love, but it isn't good for you, because we got the Devil card there. So this could be a food substance. It could also be, you know, an addiction. Some of you maybe have struggled with addiction because we got the Devil card there in the reverse. Now, addiction, people don't always like connect it to substances like narcotics. It could be sugar. It could be fatty foods. It could be something that you're allergic to. I mean, for some, like I have an incredible friend, and she's so wonderful, and she's allergic to a fruit that has a particular seed in it, okay? So there's certain things, even though fruit's good for you, there's certain things she can't eat. But she likes it, and she will have it from time to time, and she knows she's going to break out in hives, and she knows it's going to be painful, and it's going to be itchy, but a little bit of what you fancy, sometimes she weighs it up and she goes, I'm really craving it today, it's worth it. So some of you, you may be craving something, but I see you this month trying to find an alternative, not to replace it, but to give you the hit for the craving. So for example, sometimes when people are craving French fries, their body is actually just craving salt, because perhaps you don't have that level of healthy salt in your diet. And the French fries is actually just the thing that you associate with salt, because it comes naturally, depending on where you purchase it from, of course, it comes naturally with salt, or it is already salted when it is given to you. So some of you are really gaining a lot of enlightenment about what it is that you're craving and what your body really wants that is actually healthy for you. So I definitely see you sorting through things that can be like a substitute, should we say. And I feel like you're ending something that has not been good for you in order to make space for a better way of living, or a better way of life, or just a greater experience long term, so you're not so bloated and you just run on optimum energy. But with this card, this indicates that some of you are really like cutting out bad habits, or something that is old and familiar that's just become a little bit stagnant in your world. Whether it's a person who comes in promising you the world and delivers nothing, whether it is that you're in a cycle of repeat and things just got a little bit dull, I definitely see that change is on the horizon for you, and you're in the hot seat to control that change. We've got the Nine of Wands here. Deep down, you are exhausted. And I feel like even though you are so, overburdened, or you are close to burnout, I get a sense here that, because the Nine of Wands tends to be the wounded warrior. I feel like you're still trying to orchestrate some level of change, or gather up that level of energy in order to make the changes you need, because it is a struggle. I definitely see that, you've been struggling with something. And with the Nine of Wands, it can also indicate that some of these changes that you're making, you're cautious about it. You don't know how it's going to go, but you're taking a calculated risk. You're actually taking a leap of faith in some way. And I feel questioning is really good. Okay, this is a card of, sometimes when we need answers, we need to take stock and take a step back in order to allow the information or the intuition to arrive towards us before we take the next step. But now I'm going to pull a card on this, because the Nine of Wands, to some degree it could probably mean this, but my guides are really asking me to look at the zebra on this. And that zebra is like camouflaging itself against the wall. So I feel for some of you, you've struggled with shyness, or you've struggled with confidence issues for some time, and you're really setting about changing that, okay? Because they're giving me a sense of you were born to stand out. So there's something here that I just get a sense of like camouflage, like don't see me, don't look at me. So some of you may have struggled with the way that you look. Well, I feel like you're starting to embrace yourself. As you mature, you're starting to recognize that you are unique. That is your superpower. You are different from other people, and you were meant to be different from other people. It would be a very dull, boring world if we were all the same, okay? Love is going to find you for your beautiful heart, for who you are, for how you, embrace yourself. So be confident in you. You can't be anybody else, and that is literally your superpower, okay? So own it. Now, I'm going to move on from that energy, and I'm sending a lot of love and a lot of hugs out there for someone who may be struggling with something, physical or aesthetically. And I just get a sense here that you're going to be surprised, okay? I feel like there is an incredible love, an incredible opportunity. There is so much, how can I put that? There's like a major breakthrough coming at the end of the month, and I feel like it's going to throw all your doubts and fears to the side. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it like that, and I'm just going to move on from that energy. The Nine of Wands, some of you may have been struggling with a heartbreak, or you're defending your heart in some way, or you're feeling like a little bit guarded about something. So there could be some change that is occurring around you right now, and you're feeling a little bit cautious. You're not sure where you stand in that change, but this change is for your better. I definitely see that you will like be successful in these changes. These changes are actually going to work for you. And I feel it's like, trust the process because it's going to work in your favor. Now we also have the shadow self, which is all about the devil card. It's in the resistance position. So this is anything that's working against you, okay? And it's in the resistance position, which means it's in the reverse. So this could be some area of your life where you've been feeling really stuck and really helpless to change your situation. Well, this month is where you come out of that comfort zone, or you break that luck, that bad luck that you've been having. And I feel suddenly there is a better opportunity for you. And the devil card, it's not an evil card. It is actually a card that highlights where you feel stuck in your life. So this could be a binding of your own. It could be a constraint like doubt or fear, but it could also be a substance that perhaps you feel you cannot do without, or even a person that you cannot do without in your life. And I feel like you are starting to recognize that there may be something that perhaps you've been having difficulty with or obsessing over, and it's been causing you to waste time or causing you to not fulfill your true destiny. I definitely see you cutting it out in the month of August, realizing that it's time. It's time to let it go and not allow it to have any control over you as you move forward. Now, also, the devil card in this position, it literally means feel the fear, do it anyway. Recognize that whenever we are changing anything, none of us know how it's going to work out. But embracing that leap of faith and taking a calculated risk is really important. Otherwise, you'll stay stagnant. You'll stay stuck in your life and you may regret it, okay, is what I'm getting there. Now, we do have the Eight of Wands. For some of you, now, I'm getting two things here. One is some of you may be going traveling, or you may have decided to travel somewhere, but you may have to delay it or reschedule it, okay? And it may lead you to be a little bit angry or frustrated. I feel it'll be a better time to go when you actually put it forward or reschedule it. But also with the Eight of Wands in this position, some of you may actually have travel plans delayed due to an act of nature. Or, I think what they're trying to give me the energy is circumstances outside yourself. Okay, so, I mean, because Mercury will be retrograde, I would also leave a little bit earlier for any of your plans, whether you're traveling across town for an interview or a meeting, or whether you're actually traveling by air, because they're literally giving me the word air right now. Whatever travel you're doing, I would leave a little bit earlier. But also, I see some of you, if you're taking like a major vacation somewhere, there may be some travel plans that will really irk you. They'll make you quite frustrated. But actually, I feel there's two things. One is that you may strike up a conversation with someone new, and this person is like, if you're in a career, this person is going to help you in your career. Okay, later down the line, this person is a really good contact. Okay, also, I'm getting a sense that some of you have been feeling a little bit bored and a little bit stuck in your situation, and you're yearning for more excitement, a little bit more spontaneity. You just want life to be a little bit like quicker or more fast-paced with more, enjoyable things in it. With the Eight of Wands in this position, you may have felt that either a project has ground to a halt, or you've lost confidence in something, or you just feel low motivation recently, and you've been wasting time procrastinating, like going online, social media. Please don't shoot the messenger. I mean, I've done it myself. A couple of days ago, I wasn't feeling the best. That's my excuse, right? No, I really wasn't feeling the best. You probably can hear it in my voice a little bit as well. But I spent all day kind of like looking on social media, and I'm like, I spent how many hours doing that just because I needed to take a rest because I really was unwell. But, and of course I did a bit of sleeping to rest and everything. But at the same time, I was like, I could have read a book. I could have done stuff. I could have walked out in nature, but I got sucked into the, looking at all these like reels, the cat videos, people doing pranks on each other, all of those things that are really like wonderful. However, I still stayed in one place and I didn't really do anything for me. So was I recharging my batteries? I don't know. To some degree, perhaps, but also I get a sense there could have been a healthier measure of time used during that period. So I feel that is coming through your reading. Some of you are not wanting to waste your time. You want to focus on something. And I feel like you're making better choices in your life just to get the best out of life long term. Now, with the Ace of Pentacles in the resistance position, some of you are looking at, and this is not going to resonate for all of you, so again, please be mindful. I'm picking up on about 30% of my beautiful Pisces out there are really looking at your spending and deciding, you know what, you're not going to purchase a quick fix, or you're not going to pay out too much money this month because I feel like you've got something larger that you want to focus on, or you're looking at your savings plans. The Ace of Pentacles in this position, it can indicate that for some of you, you may have noticed that you've got a little bit less money this month, or you're worried about going into debt. So some of you may actually start up something new, whether it's a new career, new business, or a new idea that will actually bring money in long term so that you don't remain stuck. Because you're going from the Ace of Pentacles to the Knight of Pentacles, which means you're attracting more wealth, and anything that you've had to give out for, I feel like you will replenish it as it comes back around. For some of you, I'm getting an energy of you may have paid for travel that either has to be delayed, or you'll be compensated for some travel that's been delayed. And that also came up in the Cancerian reading, so that's really interesting because it's another water element there. So just watch out for travel. I do feel like you will get compensation, but I do feel you'd prefer to actually go on the trip. With the Ace of Pentacles, I feel some of you have been sitting on an idea, the start of something. It's actually the start of your fortune, and I really get a sense that you've been either slowed down in making it because you've had a lot of other things going on. What I'm getting a sense of in your reading is that you're really busy. Everything's happening, and yet still nothing is happening. It just feels like there's never enough time in the day. If you were to, this came up briefly in another reading, and maybe it was even for your last reading. Maybe it's resurfacing again. I get a sense that it's like everything seems to be just like moving so fast. However, it feels like progress is slow, or it just feels like you're always having to do something like pay that bill, make that phone call, go to work, look after the kids, pick up the kids, arrange a dentist appointment, go to the doctors, make some more money, look at your accounts. It's like everything is bombarding you all the time. And yet if a friend asked you, so what's new? You'd be like, nothing. Actually, just nothing. So I feel like you're trying to change that response to, well, actually, what's new is I went on an incredible holiday, took the vacation of a lifetime. I set up like a new business or a new project. I got, a hobby off the ground. I'm living life to my full potential. I feel you're trying to look at life like that, and how can you bring more of that into your life, but at the same time have the energy to do it, because I feel like you are exhausted. So with this card, I feel the start of either a new position. For some of you, you're literally putting your resume out there, looking for new opportunities, and there is a new one coming in. One that perhaps you've waited for a long time for. And if you've lost your job before you came to this reading and you are looking for a job, there's definitely a new opportunity coming in, something that will put you in a position of success. It will bring you more money long term than you had before in a previous experience, okay? And I feel like you are appreciated in this new experience. People see your gifts, they see how talented you are, they love your level of work morale, your productivity, your creativity. They actually embrace all the ideas and everything that you have to offer, okay? So very lucrative times for you there as well. Now, we do have at the end of the month revelation. The Tower is an energy where it can help us or it can hinder us, okay? And because you've got the Devil card there, you're feeling stuck. The Devil card is to be bound to something or feel stuck or helpless to change your circumstances. The Tower comes right after that card in the major arcanas. The Tower is a sudden realization how to come unstuck, how to break down all the restrictions in order to liberate yourself. So I definitely see the end of the month being a really positive time where you embrace that free spirit of yours and take a leap of faith. I also get an energy here of you creating change, or there being some level of change. Now, I really want to pull a card on it because the Tower is with the Emperor energy, which means you are, in control of the change. It can also be strict about your decisions, as in, be strict about your budget, or, keep organized, or prepare for change. So get organized. So I just want to pull a quick card on that for you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. 9 of Swords, the 5 of Wands, we have the Devil card, and we have the Emperor. So again, it's like conquering your fears, conquering your limitations, as it were. Sometimes limitations are in our mind. We build this, like, sometimes what's that called, imposter syndrome. We start to feel that we can't do something, especially when we're about to level up into something really awesome, or when we're about to take a breakthrough in our life. We're about to be more successful than we ever imagined. That's when the ego gets the loudest and says, what if you fail? What if it doesn't go well? What if you can't? And I feel you're actually feeling the fear and doing it anyway, okay? Because this is about you bossing up. Some of you are setting up your own business, becoming your own entrepreneur, or you're stepping into a leadership position that is going to see you and your skills come to the fore. And I feel you'll naturally move towards this level of success, but it doesn't mean that you won't be anxious. It doesn't mean that, you won't be afraid. I feel like you're actually going to feel that anxiety, but still go for it, because there is nothing limiting you right now, okay? The 9 of Swords, I also get an energy here of, for some of you, I feel that you haven't been getting very good sleep recently, and I feel that has made you struggle during the day and made you feel really, really stuck. So it's time to really address your sleeping patterns and make sure that you're not connecting to anything really negative just before bedtime, because you could have a full 7-hour sleep, but if you were listening to something really negative or content that was perhaps, not positive, it can impede on the quality of sleep that you get. Excuse me. So that's what I mean by you being a bit stricter about your choices as you move throughout the month of August, okay? Now, with this Emperor energy, I mean, it's the same energy that's come out. They're given the same cards. So this is about success. It's about being in a position of power, but it's also about knowing your worth and standing in your power, reestablishing your power in situations. Now, there may be a shock at the end of the month, okay? So I'm going to pull a card on that, because they are giving me a lightning bolt, okay? And when they give me the lightning bolt with the Tower, I mean, it could be a shock realization that something you've been doing could have been done easier in a different way. It could be a shock revelation that someone has harbored feelings for you and only just tells you. So let me just see what that is. Can you tell me about the shock? Strength card. You know what? I feel like this is a Tower as well, but no, it's a Death card. Okay. Well, the fact that you got the Death card, it's attached to that Tower energy. So you're changing something. You're being bold enough to change a circumstance. And you'll be victorious. The shock is a positive one. The shock is that you are going to have some really great news, some major breakthrough. 6 of Wands sees you in a position of like triumph, of victory, of winning a situation. Some of you may get like a shock win, or something that you've been bold enough to do differently. For example, you may have been doing something the same for years, right? And you're like, oh, God, when am I going to get the progress or the recognition that I truly deserve? And suddenly one day you may look around the office and go, hey guys, I don't think we should do it like this anymore. We should do it this way. And everyone's like, what? No, we always do it this way. And you're like, no, I think this is a better way. I'm going to do it this way. And everybody else is against it. But you go and do something really uniquely different. Suddenly, you get elevated, you get spotted, you get noticed by either people in positions of power, or by, headhunted by other people. I get a sense that you are, using your unique ideas and intuition to change your circumstances, and it may not be the same way as everybody else, because I feel some of you, I get this energy of you swimming against the tide, and that's your journey, because that's what sets you apart from everybody else, and that actually sets you to a level of success. Your talent will outshine all, okay? Now, for some of you, I feel you're having to have the courage to cut something big out of your life, and it will actually free you up immensely in your life, okay? I feel like this is something perhaps you've struggled with for quite some time, whether it is a substance abuse or whether it is a toxic relationship or a toxic friendship, or even if it's just the way you feel about yourself and, you know, you're changing that, you know, negative self-talk in order to be a lot more positive about yourself. You'll change your circumstances beyond, and you'll feel really proud of yourself. The Empress card is a card of all those seeds that you've sown or anything you've been working hard towards. It is harvest time, okay? It does indicate that you're a very talented person, that you are attracting abundance this time, and also that you're beautiful, both inside and out. Male or female, it's not a gender-specific reading. It's an energy here where you're attracting a lot of attention, okay? So be your wonderful self. Also, the Empress card is about reigniting your spark for life, that passion, that lust for life again. It's about you being a new version of yourself, recognizing that you have so much potential, you're brimming with it. There are infinite possibilities for you to manifest whatever it is you truly desire. The Empress is magnetic. She draws opportunity towards her. She sits in her power, in her confidence, and the universe delivers everything that has been worked for or has gone before. And I definitely get a sense here that you are reestablishing your power and recognizing that the universe is going to work for you in some way this month and surprise you with opportunity, reward, and success. Now, also the Empress card is about nurturing yourself, body, mind, and soul, okay? And for some of you, you've been neglecting your own needs because you have felt very busy, or you've been burnt out and you haven't been like implementing self-care routines. You've just been on the go or just on autopilot. So you will really readdress the balance this month. Also, this card, I get a sense of you finding more pleasure, more fun in your life, also getting out there. You're building a life of luxury. Now is the time to get out there and connect to nature. So I feel that you're going to really recharge your batteries by being in nature in some way. Now we also have the Emperor and the Empress. So this can be like a shock within your relationship. If you're in a high level commitment, it may be like your partner has to go away on a work trip, or they've offered your partner or you a promotion and it means relocating, or there's some stipulation that changes the dynamics. I feel you and your partner are solid, okay? You will navigate it and you'll make it work. But I also get a sense that something may change you both. I feel there's more money, whatever it is. I feel like, you know, hard work is paying off and it will be celebrated. But it may mean that there is like a change of dynamic in the usual flow of your life with this. But I feel you and your partner, you take it head on and you run with it. It's actually something really wonderful. They give me the word regeneration. So it can also be that you and your partner, you know, reignite that spark for each other. If you're looking for love, I really get a sense that you're actually attracting a divine counterpart, someone that you will be with for the journey of your life, someone who is very loving, caring, who wants to settle down, and someone who is emotionally available enough to, you know what they want in love. I get a sense with the Empress card and the Knight of Pentacles that some of you are just desiring change, and you've been working hard to implement changes in your life, whether it's to do with diet, whether it's to do with experiences, or whether it's to do with where you live. I really get a sense here that you're putting the effort in and your dedication will pay off. Now, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. Now, this is, I mean, I almost don't want to give this, but this is an obvious thing to say because, you know, we all can see the news and at the moment, and there's a lot of like wildfires going on, in particular Italy, and they're showing me Pisa there. Okay, obviously it looks like the Tower of Pisa. So some of you, if you have booked trips to Italy, there may be some sort of delay. I mean, I've seen the news. I'm going to be honest. I'm not like scrying that. I can't see that right now. But I get a sense that for some of you, if you've booked some sort of travel, it may, especially to that country, there may be some problems because of wildfires. So just watch out for that. That's coming through there. What I get here is a surprise at your own potential, that you are limitless, okay? And there is an opportunity being gifted to you, but you worked hard for it. Don't get me wrong. I feel like your dreams, your goals are grounded in reality, and I feel like you're very professional, you're hardworking, your attention to detail is like on point, and I feel like you're taking some sort of traditional route, but at the same time you're being unique in your approach to that traditional route. So I feel like you stand out from the crowd in some way, and I feel it will benefit you long term. But I feel the changes also that you're implementing, I feel like it releases a struggle, releases a pressure, and I feel some of you are looking at managing your stress levels this month as well, and you're definitely going to find a little bit more peace in your world. Now, really interesting, they're showing me popcorn in the water right now, so if someone may be eating popcorn, or maybe there's some sort of drama in your life and you're like, you're in it with the popcorn, waiting to see what happens. So I feel like you're actually trying to detach yourself from drama. I mean, it could be that, I mean, popcorn is quick, it's easy. Maybe it's you're trying to locate, a substance that's either been giving you some sort of like indigestion or heartburn or something like that. Heartburn, not heartborn. I just want you to be aware. So it may be that. I'm not really sure. But I mean, ultimately, it can mean that this is your life. This is the movie of your life. You can choose to be the hero or heroine of your life, and you get to decide what happens, which direction you take life in. So I feel it's like embrace the adventure, embrace all the possibilities, because you have the potential to accomplish all your dreams. I mean, some of you may even literally be trying to get into the movies, and you will be successful. I definitely see that there is a project coming your way that will establish you as a force to be reckoned with, and that you'll go from strength to strength and stand out above everybody else as well. I mean, the two cards that you've got, it's really interesting. They're kind of leaning into each other. So it's like embracing change. There are quick changes going on in your world in some way, and I feel like you take charge and you thrive under difficult circumstances. So I definitely see whatever big changes are happening with the Death card there, you are orchestrating this change. And the Speed card really is an indication that you don't want to waste your time on something. You're making time work for you, and that there's some major developments going on, but you may be so busy right now that you're finding it hard to find quality time with people, friends, situations, or just with yourself. And that is the most important thing. So I feel you're looking at some of the experiences in your life, and you're trying to be a little bit more mindful at the approach that you take to it, like eating too fast or eating on the go, or just being ever constant speed. We have built a very difficult world where everything is bombarding us all at the same time, and I feel like you're trying to find a level of peace in all the chaos right now. Interestingly enough, that card came up for Cancerians as well, so perhaps because it's a water element, your energies are sinking in some way. We do have change, wind. There's one thing that is constant in our world, and that is change. And humans find it very difficult to be flexible in those changes. But as we start to mature, we start to find it a little bit easier to do that. When you get this card, I feel that this is about forward movement. Whatever changes that are happening right now will actually help you make progress. So for some of you, if you're retired, you're entering like a new stage of your life. Something big is ending. Your working life is ending. You're working on a new schedule. So, it feels like the movement, everything that was really fast paced, is now upheaval. And you're starting to embrace a slower pace of life. For some of you, you may have entered the menopause, and you may find that your body is changing, or that your hormones are fluctuating, and everything that you knew about you or your body is like having to be readdressed or changed. Your diet may change, your sleeping patterns may change, and you're trying to find that level of groundedness within those changes. For some of you, you may have gone through either a divorce, or you left your job, or you've gone through an unwellness, and you're trying to get back on track. And I feel like you will make these changes work to your advantage, okay? I get a sense that you are the storm. That's coming out for pretty much everybody right now. This sense of you're more powerful than you realize. You're more powerful to tackle any situation, and you're going from strength to strength. So I feel embrace the change, because these changes are working for you to get you out of a stuck cycle, to bring you a life that you've been working hard towards, to bring you reward, and to bring you success, peace, and good fortune, to live a comfortable life. So they want me to go here now. Oh, they only gave you one. That's interesting. So you have one rune. Interesting. You have the Hagao rune, which is, it's hail basically, and it's about limits. there are no limits, okay? If you've been experiencing delays or upheavals, I feel there have been disruptive energies going around to make some major changes in your life, but you will benefit from it. There are payoffs, is what I'm being given here. I feel, that any change will be good for you. And again, I would say watch out for delays, especially traveling this month. That's what's coming out there. If you can afford it, get insurance to travel, because I feel like there could be some major delays, okay? But also, I get a sense here that you are limitless in all your endeavors, that you are going from strength to strength, and you're making things work for you, and you're attracting more of the good stuff because you're decluttering your life. You're recognizing what's weighing you down, what's holding you back, and what's making you feel like low energy or low motivation. And I feel like you're just getting back on track to rediscover parts of yourself that perhaps have been a little bit dormant for a while. You're coming back to best. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in that reading for you, my beautiful Pisces. If it does, please like and subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Pisces. Love and light.